What is going on, Niner fans? I didn't even have an intro. Holy smokes. It's one of those days. It's been a long day. I just barely got home. How are we feeling? It's Browns week. Let me just throw an intro because my mind's not right now. Give me 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Holy smokes. Let's go, Niner fans. How are we feeling? It is officially Browns week, but you know what? The Dallas Cowboys still can't get over the loss. And today, Deebo Samuel responded to Micah Parsons, as we all saw in the morning on the Hey K Adams show. You know, Parsons, man, he just needs to let it go. He said what he said yesterday, that it's going to be personal and laugh now, cry later. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think he understood that George Kittle was paying homage to Gary Plummer. Like, hello, it's history. There's history. It's a rivalry that means a lot to these two teams, to these two franchises. He says, you know, you guys made it so personal and you took it too serious. This is a serious rivalry. If he didn't think that this rivalry was serious, then he wasn't in the right mindset to begin with when this game was going on Sunday. And, you know, Parsons did nothing. He did nothing on that game. Trent Williams put him in his place, man. He put him in his place. And, you know, I love that Deebo Samuel said what he said this morning. I was like, you know what, Deebo, and I love Deebo because he doesn't talk until the game is over. It doesn't talk because he knows he's learned from the past. If you talk before the game, they're going to give it as bulletin board material all week. People are going to sit there and hang on your words. And Deebo knows that. So he just said, you know what, I'm going to be quiet. And now, after the fact the 49ers beat them, now the 49ers can talk that talk, baby. Talk that talk. You know, I love that. You know, the fact that the 49ers, now they can talk, that's what's up, because they beat the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, they just look silly when they talk. They look stupid when they talk, right? What did Deebo say this morning? I want to get the full quote. He says, 42-10, I don't think you want to see us again. He says, it might be a little worse. You know, I love that because Hey Kay Adams or Kay Adams, when she heard his response, she was flabbergasted. She was shook. She was like, what? Oh my gosh. She couldn't believe Deebo said that too. And you're right. You know, Deebo, he's right. At the end of the day, man, she just needs to calm down, or he needs to calm. Micah Parsons needs to calm down because you lost. You did nothing to influence the game. You got worked. And he just keeps talking and talking. He's on a podcast after losing. Like, just focus up. He's playing Madden. He's streaming Madden. Parsons needs to hold the L and start focusing on the things that he needs to focus. But I love the fact that Deebo said what he said. And then Mooney Ward, I don't know if you caught the sneak this. He threw some shots. He says, laugh now, laugh later. Laugh now, laugh later, baby. I love it. I love that Mooney Ward threw out that little shot, because guess what? We're going to be laughing now. We're going to be laughing later, because the Cowboys, they got to make the playoffs. The Niners right now, they're the measuring stick at the NFL, says RF Gang. Absolutely the measuring stick in the NFL. You know what? I'm done with the Cowboys. Sati says, I'm so done with the Cowboys, bro. I'm focused on Cleveland, because unlike Dallas, their defense is elite. Myles Garrett scares me a whole lot more than Micah, because you can't just run at him as you do with Parsons. You know what? I am on the same boat. I'm so done with Dallas. It's time to move on to the Cleveland Browns. You know what? Dallas, they got beat 42-10. Guess what? The 49ers are moving on. They're 5-0, undefeated. Only two teams in the NFL are undefeated. 49ers are one of them. And that means it's time to focus on the next game. Week 6, on the road. The 49ers are headed on the road, and they have some newcomers on the 49ers. They have Randy Gregory joining the team this week, the new defensive lineman that they added a couple of days ago in a trade from the Denver Broncos. He's officially going to be wearing number 5. We found out today. We got 5 on it. We got Randy Gregory wearing number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Is it too soon to be giving up that number 5? Jeff Garcia, Trey Lance, Bradley Pinion, Randy Gregory. I love it. I love the number 5. I kind of was like, oh, wow, okay. Pretty cool. And you know what? 49ers are going to have their hands full with Myles Garrett. You guys are absolutely right. But we got Trent Williams. The offensive line for the 49ers have been playing good. Tomorrow they'll be returning back to practice, so we'll see where Aaron Banks is in terms of his availability. He is day-to-day with the shoulder strain, but we'll see. I hope Aaron Banks is ready to go. But if he's not, John Feliciano had a really good game on Sunday against the Cowboys. So that's a guy that's going to have to step up if Aaron Banks can't go. But Garrett's tough. You can't just run at him. They're going to have to really game plan for him. Definitely a guy to keep an eye on. But more interesting for the Cleveland Browns is their quarterback situation. Deshaun Watson, as we know, he's been dealing with some shoulder, I guess a rotator cuff contusion, according to Tom Pelissero. He's not going to he's day to day. I don't know if he's going to play. We don't know if he's going to miss any time. That's a scary thing for Cleveland. A quarterback situation. Last week he was a scratch from the game, and they had Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the rookie, play, and the previous week. Sorry, they had a bye last week. So the previous week, DTR, the rookie, played. And now if Deshaun Watson isn't able to play for the Browns against the 49ers, P.J. Walker is going to be playing quarterback for the Browns. So I feel like the 49ers, man, they got this game. It should be a game where they can outscore the Cleveland Browns. But, again, they do have a good defense. They got some weapons. Unfortunately, they don't have Nick Chubb. That's a tough break for the Browns playing the 49ers. They have some pretty good running backs, but they don't have Nick Chubb. Obviously, he had that nasty injury a couple of weeks ago, Monday Night Football, so that was a rough one to see. And now the 49ers, they've been pretty healthy, knock on wood, and let's hope they stay that way because the injuries can really derail a team. But again, the 49ers definitely will be up against maybe P.J. Walker. We'll see. I think that bodes well for the 49ers, but you can't count anybody out. We can't sit there and say he's, not going to go out there and try his best. The Browns are still a team that is in contention in their division. That division's always wide open. The AFC North is always, always, always so wide open. A team that's 2-3 today could be 8-6 in a couple of weeks and be number one in that division. They got the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Bengals, and they all beat up on each other. So it's a tough black and blue, gritty division. They all have good defenses. So this is the second team we're playing in that division. We beat the Steelers. Now we play the Browns. And in 2 weeks, we play the Bengals. And then on Christmas, the Niners play the Ravens. So this is the number 2 team, the second team we've played in this division coming up on Sunday. And it's a road game, so no more home cooking from Levi's. Hopefully the 49er fans can pack that Browns stadium. 49ers do travel well. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Niner fans in attendance. So hopefully you guys if you are going, scream loud, wear red. Take over that stadium. And then, the other thing is I feel like the 49ers are probably going to stay on that East Coast trip. You know how they usually go on the East Coast, kind of stay in Youngstown, Ohio. They'll probably do that because after the Cleveland game, they have Minnesota. So that's probably what's going to happen. But let's see. Let's take a look at the comments. What's up, everybody? How we doing? How's everybody feeling? DTR playing Sunday, says Julius. It looks like P.J. Walker. We answered that one. Rashad says, I'm glad Chubb is out for the season. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm glad he's out. That's tough. I don't wish injury on anybody. I mean, it's going to make Cleveland maybe easier, but who knows? They got good running backs. They got Kareem Hunt. He's not bad. And then the rookie Ford, he's looking pretty good so far since he had to come in. But I'm not glad that Chubb is out for the season. I wish he was healthy, man. He's a good dude. He's a good player. That was a gruesome injury. Hopefully Chubb gets healthy and he could return next year. We'll see. What's up, Enrique? RF Gang says, is Gregory playing this Sunday? I think that's the plan. They got to get him up to speed. Tomorrow's the first practice he's going to be part of. He passed his physical over the weekend and everything. So I'm expecting to see Randy Gregory out for the 49ers on Sunday, but we'll see. It really depends on what he's able to absorb in the next couple of days during practice. And, he's a veteran, so I'm pretty sure he's going to figure it out relatively fast. But right now he's a backup. He's rotationary. He's a rotationary player. And I think that's going to be okay. That's going to be fine. We need some fresh legs in there. I don't expect him to start right away. He's just coming onto the team. Maybe he's got to get his feet wet and figure out the defense. And he can help Nick Bosa and these guys on that D-line. So I think initially we may not see too many snaps out of Randy Gregory. But once he kind of catches up to speed, he'll be playing a lot more. So Shati says, according to the stats, Randy Gregory has been a top pass rusher when he's been able to stay healthy. I mean, health is wealth. It's nice when you add a guy like that who can be, a top tier pass rusher, and he's going to be a depth piece. And again, you have Chris Kasurk, who's so great at developing these defensive linemen. It just bodes well for the 49ers. I think that's, an abundance of riches. You love to see it. So, Raphael, my man, says if Watson plays Sunday, he will need a lot of massages. Absolutely. Susan says keep Brock healthy. Keep that boy healthy. He's a baller, man. I love Brock Purdy. He's the man. He is the man. Brock Purdy. We love Brock, man. He's just so good. Kittle today said something on KMBR. That was like, oh, what a quote. Let's see what Kittle said today. A very, very, very good quote. Let me take a look at this one. Let's see. Let me see. What was it that he said? George Kittle this morning said on KMBR, he says, I feel like I'm with a lethal killer in my huddle. That's what he said. George Kittle said he feels like he's with a lethal killer in his huddle. Holy smokes, a lethal killer. You love to hear it, baby. Love to hear it. Unbelievable. You love it. A lethal killer. 5-0. That's right. 5-0. Keep the team healthy. I love it, man. It's just great. Susan says the team needs to stay humble hard after Sunday. Yeah, I think this team is staying humble. I don't think that they're having any issues. I don't think they're having any problems right now in terms of staying humble. This team knows it's 1 week at a time. If you watch the press conferences, the locker room speeches, this team is just so locked in. They're loaded, man. They know exactly what's at stake, and you gotta love it. You have to love it. You have to love how good this team is feeling, how good they're playing. They have their heads on straight, and it's just amazing to see so far. You gotta love it, man. The 49ers are playing on another level. But this is a big test. It's a road game. After so many, big time wins at home, you got to shift gears. And, the 49ers have to stay focused and beat Cleveland. They can't just overlook this team. You can't make it, a team that you like, okay, we should be able to beat them because they have quarterback issues or whatever the case is. Still a team that has viable options on that team and could any given Sunday win a game. You never know. You never know what's going to happen any given Sunday. Raphael says, Brocktober, he says Shanahan is having fun with this offense. Reverse flea flicker. Kyle Shanahan is in his bag of tricks. He's so heavily in that bag, it's not even funny, man. Kyle has been just on another level. It's been amazing to see Kyle Shanahan just going crazy. He is calling plays left and right. Holy crap. Kyle Shanahan, man. You love it. I feel like he's just so comfortable right now. And I think because of the fact is he has Brock Purdy and he trusts Brock. That's something we've talked about over these last couple of weeks, that Kyle is happy. He trusts his quarterback. When you trust the quarterback, man, you can open up the offense. You know what I mean? And when you can open up the offense, look at what's the possibilities are. 40 points, 30 points. You've seen over the last couple of years, the 49ers struggled to score 20. Now they're dropping 42 points. God, man, unbelievable. It's fun to see. So you just love it, man. You just love to see this team shining. And Kyle's happy. He looks so happy in the press conferences. You know what I mean? So another 30 points. I think so. Another 30 points. I see on my IG message. I have a lot. I haven't really had time to check too much today. I barely got home like 10 minutes before the stream. So been working, driving, working. I don't know. I don't even know how I keep up with anything anymore these days. I'll try to get to it hopefully soon tonight. I got another show with Larry later today. So I just want to recap a little bit today. There wasn't a lot of news today. Obviously the 49ers get set to go play Cleveland this weekend, and I think that's the big focus now. We got to shift our gears. It's fun to talk about the Cowboys, but I think we've kind of talked at everything ad nauseum now. Everybody's said what they had to say. I think everybody's recapped the game pretty well, and now we're just got to wait and stay healthy, and hopefully we get some good news about Aaron Banks later this week going into practice and everything and see if he could play. But again, if he can't, Feliciano will be able to be there, and then you have guys that can step in. So again, this is going to be a big test for the 49ers offensive line because the Cleveland Browns do have a good defensive line. They got a good defense overall. So Be fun to see. But this is kind of a revenge game for Steve Wilks and Kyle Shanahan. If you really think about the history, Kyle Shanahan was an offensive coordinator out in Cleveland back in the day, like 2015. Johnny Manziel, you remember the fake? There was that one play. I'll probably post it later this weekend. Him and Mike McDaniel, when they were coordinators and assistants on the Browns, crazy. They're like yelling at Manziel on the sideline, and then they snapped the ball, and Manziel was a receiver, and they threw it to him. But I think the play got they threw a flag or something. I think it was like illegal shift or something. I can't remember exactly why the play died, but it didn't count all the way. But it was a crazy play. Crazy play. They're like sitting there yelling, but it was like fake, like they were acting, and he was just the downfield receiver. That was crazy. And Steve Wilks was the head coach, I believe, for the Browns, head coach or defensive coordinator. So they both have some history with Cleveland. Revenge game for the coaches, for Kyle and Steve Wilks. It's going to be cool. Julia said, if the Niners were to hypothetically get Surtain, would Lenoir move to slot corner? I think so. I think if you were to get Surtain, I mean, he's the outside corner. I mean, there's no way that you put Lenoir over him, although he's been strapping it up. I don't think they're going to get Surtain as much as, oh, God, I would love it. Trust me, I would love to see it. Would love to see it. You know I would. But I don't think they're going to get a Patrick Surtain. I think they might get another cornerback, but I don't think it's going to be Patrick Surtain. Would love to see if they did, though, man. That would be cool. Would be cool. Miguel says, I remember those days when we used to just tell Jimmy, take care of the ball and put 21 and let the defense take care of the rest. And now we're blowing up teams like KC. It's fun, man. It's so fun to see this team scoring at a high pace. 40 points, 30 points is easy. We could have scored 49, 50 points. The Niners could have scored close to 50 points on Sunday. They rested their starters in the fourth quarter. They pulled their starters. Like Brandon Ayuk said, we're just watching the game on Sunday in the fourth quarter. They got to watch the game. Chill, and just watch the backups do their thing. They could have scored at least 49 points, man. Another tutty. Crazy to see, man. The 49ers are just barbarians right now. They're crazy. And you know the cool thing about the 49ers is they are actually only going to get better because this defense, you saw on Sunday, they're slowly figuring it out. Steve Wilks is figuring out all the pieces to the puzzle. So you love to see it. You love to hear it. 49ers team is a world-class wrecking ball, man. And it's been fun. So let's open up a couple of questions here. I'll take a few questions. I'm going to end the stream pretty early. I got a couple of things to take care of before I go live with Larry Krueger. And it was a little late start for me today. I was hoping to get here a little earlier. So we'll keep it a little short today. There wasn't a lot of news to talk about anyways today. But it's always good to hop on and talk to y'all. Deb says, Jimmy got sacked 4 times yesterday with the Raiders. I'm surprised he's still alive. Yeah, he got crushed. O-line was not letting him up. But he threw some picks. I mean, it's just nice not to worry about quarterback play on a weekly basis. Like we go out there, you see Brock Purdy, and you're like, oh, man, he's handling business. He's moving the ball. Everything is great. I love it. It looks so amazing seeing this team just doing everything. They're just crushing everything it needs to be crushed, man. I love it. It's so good to see. It is so good to see. This team is, again, Super Bowl roster. As long as this team stays healthy, it's a Super Bowl roster. Is Watson playing Kenyon Davis? We don't know. Again, he's day-to-day. Tom Pelissero says that he's dealing with the shoulder, rotator cuff contusion. He's day-to-day. If he can't play, it's going to be PJ Walker. But we'll see. Tomorrow, the players go back to practice, and we'll see what happens. The sequence where Brock threw a dime to BA for a big play, then he got called back for holding. Then on 3rd down and 14, proceeds to throw an absolute dime to Debo, had you in awe. Man, Brock just makes some crazy plays. And that's the thing. People always say it's the system. He's a system quarterback. He's this, he's that. He has the weapons. You know what? There's some plays that he makes that you're like, it's not just the weapons. It's not just the weapons. It is the fact that he is making these reads. He's figuring out the defense where they need to be. And the layer passes, the anticipation. He's anticipating where his receivers are going. He's throwing it seconds before they even get there. You know, moments before the player even gets to where it needs to be. And it's right where they need to be, man. It's phenomenal. Miguel says, bro, when Kyle took the office out and put the backs, remind me back in the days when Joe Montana and Dwight. Yeah, man, it was fun to see the 49ers they knew they had this game iced out, and they just said, okay, we can rest, we can take a little chill right now. It was nice because those kind of moments are going to help this team in the end. We didn't have to use CMC in the fourth quarter, like we've been doing, and I think that's going to help preserve him a little bit. And again, Jordan Mason, he was having an effective game, and I think that was huge. Moments like that, when you can have your backups come in and really help out your starters, it makes a big it makes a big impact on this team in the long run. So I love it. I love this team. I love the vibe. This might be the best team we've had in a long, long, long time. Might be better than 2000. This team's better than 2019. I'm going to say it. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. This team is better than 2019. This is the best team this team might have had since 1994. And the last time this team won a Super Bowl was 1994. I think this is the best team this football franchise has seen since 1994. I'm telling you, man, because the defense, you have best players at every level of the defense, man. Every level. It's like the Avengers. You have this defense that's unreal. You have this offense that is just out of control, and you have a franchise quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Love it. Sati says, Jordan Mason should officially be the running back too. I think he will by the end of the season. I said it earlier this offseason. By the end of the season, he's going to be running back too. And it's because Mitchell's going to get hurt, and Mason's going to take advantage of those opportunities. And so far, he has. So, do I think that this year's team is better than the 2012 Niners, Julius? I do. I know that team was amazing. I know that team was phenomenal. I think this team is better than the 2012 49ers. I know it's crazy for some people to think about, but I mean, look at this. Okay, they had a great tight end. We got a great tight end. Vernon Davis, George Kittle. They had good receivers. We have good receivers too. Crabtree. We got Debo. We have Brandon Ayuk. We have a great offensive line. They have a great offensive line, right? Joe Staley, Trent Williams, and on and on. They had a really good squad. Defensive line was really good. The 49ers defensive line is really good, right? They had some dogs out there, Justin Smith and Sopoaga and et cetera. Ahmad Brooks, they had Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, some dogs at safeties, Whitner, and Deshaun Goldson, the 49ers have some dogs too. Deshaun Gibson, you got Talanoa Hufanga, Mooney Ward, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. I don't know. I feel like this team might be the most talented team this team has had since 94, man. It's crazy. It's a fun vibe. It's a fun team. But again, they can't lose focus. They have to go 1 week at a time. And this week it's all about Cleveland Browns. And I think this is going to be another test because it's a road game. You can't take any opponent lightly. I do think the 49ers should be able to handle them. I mean, they just handled the Cowboys, but we'll see. Myles Garrett will be a tough guy to, go up against. And they're a gritty team. And, the Steelers, they had a guy, T.J. Watt, who gave us a hard time. I thought Parsons was going to give the 49ers a hard time. He didn't. I think Myles Garrett might be a little bit more disruptive than Micah Parsons. But we'll see. We'll talk all about it. I'm going to go live with Larry Krueger at about 7 o'clock. Want to hop off right now. Appreciate you guys for hopping on. Even though it was just a little bit, apologize. It was a short stream today, but I'll be live in another hour. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Hit that like button. Thanks for hopping in. We'll try to do more lives throughout the week. Just been busy. But I love you guys. Have a good rest of your night. Take care. Bang, bang. Nine again.